We are all worthy, strong, and committed, and we are ready to go beyond our own limitations. Welcome back, my friends and loved ones, to the Rebel Minded Podcast. I'm your host, Zach, with my co-host, Thor, of course, and I'm here as a friend, a creator, a powerlifter, and a provocateur. And we are here to learn to question the one thing that keeps us from our best, ourselves. Join me as we dive deep to question and strengthen our communication and our vulnerability, create a healthier mind to commit to our goals, and how to give more to our lovers and the world. We're going to face the uncomfortable truths of what it means to be authentically and uniquely flawed, but awesome humans. So, let's get rebel-minded. Also, I'll bring in stories of all things powerlifting, Thor shenanigans, and probably some embarrassing mishaps. Let's do this. What's up, my freaky listeners? What do you do on a daily basis to be better? The highest goal in my life is to become my best in my passions, whether that be in business, in this podcast, in my social groups, in my relationships, and as an athlete. We all wear what we love inside the gym. We like to represent who we are through what we wear. And Until Death Barbell Company is so in line with who I am. For me, it's how I feel that makes me love my sport. And their apparel gives tribute to that. Their designs are epic and they vocalize the importance of strength inside and out. Until Death is a veteran-owned company that builds products for athletes that help us connect to our sport, as well as giving back to the strength community through those athletes and competitions. They support the intensity and passion for heavy lifting and the people actually living it. If you want to check out their one-of-a-kind apparel and see how they connect to the unique feelings of strength sports, go to untildeathbarbellco.com. And while you're there, use the code REBELMINDED to get 10% off your purchase. That's untildeathbarbellco.com, and tell them Zach from the RMP sent you. So, the question is, can we use our pain for good? Like one of these philosophical questions. I don't know. Is it philosophical? I don't know. Is this question even relevant to the human experience? Meh. I think sometimes I wonder why I question the things that I do, but that's what we do here. All in order to have an experience here on the RMP. But I've gone through some shit myself, man. I mean, we all have. I can feel other people's pain sometimes. I think we all can. It's a crazy feeling too. You can physically feel someone going through something, or at least when it's intense enough. It's not obvious all the time. We've gotten really good at hiding ourselves from each other. At times, though, if you've noticed, you can see emotion on another person's face that they just can't hide. And that's when you know it's rough. And I think you felt that in your own experiences too, right? When the masks we put on to keep other people out isn't good enough anymore. When I ask this general question about pain and suffering, I'm not talking about our physical pain, obviously. I'm talking about the pain that we get from the struggle of human life. All of the things that have been built up by our own heartbreak, our failures, and those fucking unknowns. Those unknowns, man. That's by far, for me at least, the unknown pain that I get from not knowing what others think. And initially that was more about what others think of me personally, whether I'm liked or not. But now it's just about not knowing what people need. So I don't even know if that's a better version, but it's transformed into something else. And I think it's transformed with my desire to give value and to provoke and create a little bit of abrasiveness, right? And as we build skills, like trying to figure out what people need, especially skills that are valuable to other people, we start to reach towards how it is that we can be most effective. We gain confidence in what we've endured personally. We've been through battles, taken beatings, and have internal scars to show for it. And man, when people see what you've been through, it's fucking validating. It's super validating. The problem is there's a challenge to how we utilize what we've learned and how we actually give it to other people. Because people don't want to just see your pain, or else they're going to see you as a victim or, someone that has a victim mentality, or they're going to see you as a martyr, right? Or like an intentional martyr. So we can't just preach our struggles. People don't fucking care what we've gone through if it's not somehow helping them out. It seems selfish almost, right? But it's not. I mean, well, maybe it is, but the word selfish just has a negative feel to it. A feeling that we've been conditioned to, actually. It's actually misleading to tell people that being selfish is a horrible thing. I mean, you can definitely be selfish in a way that gives no love or attention to other people, but there's also a version of selfish that includes the work that you do for yourself in order to give to other people. Okay, are you with me? And when we double that up with the pain that we've gone through, that's the recipe for good value. That's what people need to hear from us. Others don't need to just hear about our pain. That's selfish as fuck, like I said. They need to hear about how our individual pain can help ease theirs. They want to see the transformation. They want to see the relativity. And I think that's the key. Our pain can 100% be used for good. But it's our job, each one of us in our own unique way, on how we do that, right? If you want an example, all right, bro, here we go. My heart fucking broke into a million pieces. And yes, I'm a little bit more of a heart on my sleeve guy than most other men, but it's become my fucking superpower, man. I still have my troubles when it comes to being vulnerable in relationships, but for the most part, I put shit out there that people need to hear, or at least I think people need to hear, in hopes of helping someone else who doesn't feel able to show their pain. And before I splurge on expression here, let me tell you why it's important. It's because our pain, when we really decide to heal it, or when we really want to know why we continue to suffer through it, it becomes a fucking skill. Like I said before, and a skill is something that becomes valuable. And something valuable, when given out intentionally for the right reasons, is fucking freeing to the individual self. You find something to not only give to others, but something that gives back to you. You get a response for the value that you give. And that's why we can potentially use our pain for good. That's why when we have the ability to give what we've learned to others, it pushes us to the next level of life. Why? Because we are in one of the best ways possible being our authentic selves, and the world loves us for it. It's what we were meant to do. It was what we were meant to be for each other. How many times have you been in a job that's just a job? How many times have you done something day in and day out and can't stand it any longer because you don't feel seen? And how many times does that also show up in our relationships, our friendships, our work? I don't care who you are and what you're after. If you think chasing money solely for the purpose of happiness instead of chasing passion and value for the purpose of happiness, then you're highly mistaken. Because money will never heal what pains you inside. But let's not focus on the money part. I'm just a thinker, not a businessman, so maybe I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'll let you decide. But I have been on the side where money was my only goal, and it left me in a fuck ton of pain. Pain that I ignored enough to destroy me on the inside. Pain that I didn't know that there was a healing to. I thought that was the human experience. I thought that's what I had to endure. Blissfully endure. So how do we even know if our pain is a good thing anyway? It never seems like it is. It never felt like it did to me, but acting like it doesn't exist or minimizing its effect on you is actually the coward's way out, man. The biggest problem with men and how they relate to other humans is exactly that. They can't relate because they haven't faced their own bullshit. My own suffering and pain was a result of me having absent male role models, leading me to having no way to actually know how to stand my ground, make decisions, be effective, be resilient, and make choices for my life that were made by my mom or my friends or my employers. That's my fucking fault. At least it is now as an adult. I was hurting so much because I couldn't stand up to the world and say fuck you and live the way that I wanted to. And I chose that every day. And I'm just now making up for it. Not only did my internal bullshit keep me from making authentic choices, it also meant that women that I was attracted to could never get my best, women that I was in relationships with. The typical healthy, strong qualities of a man, the ones women actually lust after, I had none of them. Or at least I was trying my best to fake them. And when I finally turned myself around, when I finally made sacrifices and decisions for myself, when I decided to finally tell people no, my life started moving in the direction that I wanted, the direction that I've always wanted. And now, instead of doing hard labor to make money, something that has never filled me, I now have my head dug into human behavior and psychology in an effort to help others turn their heads in their own authentic directions. I figured out that the best version of me is a bottleneck. It's a conduit of information, right? And that's what we all have to figure out for ourselves, is who we are and how we fuel and how we give and value other people, what value we give to them. My whole goal now is to get others to face their own demons and rebel against their pseudo selves. And beyond that, I have so many more things to do. But that's self-discovery. That's courage. That's facing all of your demons. I'm a creator, a podcaster, and an advocate for men's health. I'm a voice, an instigator, I guess. And I speak my truth, and I do it to give out the best value that I can. And it was all built for my own personal pain and suffering. Whatever you do, and however you label yourself, it doesn't matter how anyone else takes it. Don't let anyone tell you what you should or shouldn't do, what's valid and what's not. The difference between those people and you is they have a conventional and limited mind. They've listened to what the world says is true, and they've listened to what the world has told them they have to be. And they most likely haven't done work on themselves. So ignore the haters. Face your internal suffering and pain and create some value for the world, because I promise it can do something good if you figure out how to do good for yourself. Use it for good. Use it for your own expression and to free others. Monetize it to free yourself. Use it to free your fucking soul. Your pain can be used for good, and it's one of the most rebel things, in my opinion, that you can do for yourself and the world you fucking care about. So stay strong, my dudes and dudettes. This is your host, Zach. Out. Hey guys, I hope that all things we've brought here, including the people, have helped you change the way that you see the world. And if it has, then it would help us so much if you leave a rating and a comment on iTunes, or give any feedback wherever you listen to the RMP. Thank you for listening in, and don't forget to follow and subscribe. Question everything, my friends.